The Asian Pacific American Network of Oregon asks, what's your healthcare story? Apano asked a group of Asian and Pacific Islander community members.
My name is Jennifer.
My name is David.
My name is Anselmo.
I'm Andrea. My name is Madeline.
Questions about their unique and diverse experiences in accessing healthcare to better understand what works and what doesn't work to keep our communities healthy. Apano asks, what was the time when you and your family were happy and healthy?
So for me, a time that I can remember when my family was healthy and happy at the same time would be like when we would just be staying active in the community, going to church, playing sports until like one of us kids got hurt. Then that's the only time we would have to like really be taken to the doctor. Other than that, I would just say just when we were active and just doing a lot of community stuff, that's when we were the healthiest and the happiest.
I guess in my case, I've been really lucky. My dad is a retired physician, so I've had and whenever I get sick, he would know what to do. I mean, he was a surgeon, but he kind of knew all the background information, all the other medical stuff. So if I had questions and my family had questions about medical terms or illness or whatever, I could kind of use him as a resource. I've been really lucky to have that, I guess. So in that case, being happy and healthy is a lot easier because I have that resource right there.
It's so funny that it's so easy to pinpoint when we were not happy, and it's so much harder to find times when I'm like, yeah, we were really happy. And I think my family, at least me and my mother, had immigrated here to the U.S., and so I think those are times when it was struggling. We were struggling to try to adjust to the culture, and I think maybe after the acculturation phase, when we got used to the environment here, that I felt like we were happier, like things were a lot more settled, and and I think probably when we were younger as well, because now that my parents are getting older, there are more health concerns. My stepfather's blood pressure is going up, and he's thinking about retiring and thinking about, in a couple of years we have to think about extra care for him, and what the children will have to pick up in terms of our parents' health care, and have to start worrying about that. So I think right now actually is a pretty happy and healthy time for my family without having to worry about those things just yet. But I think happiness and health is pretty temporary sometimes.
I agree with that. So time for me is when I'm happy and healthy is every time I go home from school to visit my family, and my brother comes home too. Well, when we're all together, I think that's when we feel like we're the strongest. Like that's when we feel when we're really healthy and happy, because not only we come home to see everyone again, we get good food cooked from my mom, home cooking, and she cooks really healthy, good food. Because when I'm here in Eugene, I eat really bad food here. So that also ties in when I'm not happy and healthy, because I have to spend money for bad food. so that really ruins my mood, I guess. But yeah, like when I go home and just go see my mom and dad, that's when I'm really happy and healthy.
I think, when you look at the question, what makes you happy, what makes your family feel happy, it's almost like a trick question. What is happiness? And for me, part of that definition would be when you can let your guard down. And living here in Eugene, sometimes I find myself with my guard up all the time. And you just don't know when that next comment's going to be made that is really an insult or something that might be racist, or I've been here for almost 35 years, and at what point in time are you accepted as someone who's, you know, part of the community? 'Cause I'm reminded constantly that, well, maybe you aren't from around here. It's not said in that way, but certainly it feels that way to me. And so for me, the happy part about all of that is when you get together, we've made many, many close friends and colleagues here when you're sitting around a table like this or sitting in someone's house, whether it's for Super Bowl or that you don't have to have your guard up. And that feels really good. That's kind of my assessment. You know, you go home after something like that and you can just even feel the tension in your shoulders and so on, just not being there, that things are really relaxed.
And also going off of what Anselma was saying too about you know how experiences of comfort in our community ties very much into health is that we know that experience of like discrimination and microaggressions and stereotypes about us really affects our mental health. I mean, when I don't feel belonging in this community, I get sad, I get angry, I don't feel like I can study well and just work to my best, really doing my best and everything. And then that also then ties into, we know that mental health ties into physical health, that when I feel depressed, I'm more likely to get sick, I'm more likely, to experience a lot of negative health things that I wouldn't experience if I was really feeling like I belong to the community. And so I think our medical care system doesn't really take into consideration the mind-body connection or the mind-body and spiritual connection as well. There's not a lot of doctors that really understand the importance of meditation or spirituality or acupuncture or a lot of things that are familiar to me. And I just remember as a kid, and Tiger Balm is like available now, right? But when I was a kid and I really wanted Tiger Balm, like we had to go to San Francisco to get that thing. Like there's nothing local to Sacramento, California that we can actually find medicine that's familiar to me.